Hey guys, I'm back this week. I'm checking out The Pioneers Surviving Desolation. This is an early access game over on Steam. It is launching January 20th, and this game is going to be in early access for approximately 18 months. The developer SuperCube has announced, and honestly, I don't mind this transparency. SuperCube's come out and said, hey, guess what? This game is ready to go, but we want to launch it in early access because this is a game where the community is definitely going to help kind of fine-tune the player experience here. So, you know what, right off the bat, hats off to SuperCube. I think this is the right move to announce stuff like this, opposed to just dropping it on your player base and hoping that everyone's just gonna be okay with it. Because when people see early access, they think there's gotta be problems, right? You know, every game nowadays, whether it's considered early access or not, upon release, most games need a day one patch or need a week one patch. So I can let this one slide a little bit, especially with the transparency from SuperCube right off the bat, just letting us know, hey, we want this game to be in early access. We want the community to help us fine-tune this experience for everyone so that when this game does go full launch, we are looking at a very polished product that people are going to enjoy. Because let me tell you, right now, I am enjoying my time with the Pioneers. I think this one is a fun space survival slash city builder. We're getting elements from both because we are in space. There is an element of survival always, and we are kind of building up a base while also trying to repair our ship so that we can leave the moon of Jupiter that we're currently crash landed on and we can get back home safely. So right from the get-go, when you first get into this game, the idea here is to pick 3 pioneers to start your mission. And you're not going to get to use those pioneers right away. You'll get one of the 3 to start. But the idea is these pioneers have a set of skills, and paying attention to this early on, they don't really explain it. I ran into a few issues because of my early on choices, but you're able to kind of do multiple playthroughs of this, and that's kind of the idea of this game. Is you're probably going to fail a few times before you kind of start nailing it. So the idea is to kind of learn from your mistakes and move forward. But if I can give just any tip right from the beginning, is that to kind of look at which pioneers you're picking. Each pioneer has a set of skills that they're well versed in, and some things they're not so good in. When you first crash land, they give you kind of a short tutorial on how the characters work when you start moving everyone around, how to kind of interact with certain items, because we are collecting materials that have kind of shot out of our space shuttle after the crash landing, and we're collecting all this stuff and bringing it back to a main base that is located on this moon already. And the idea is to awaken our other 2 pioneers after you land. You only get about 15 minutes worth of oxygen before you have to go reload. So I found trying to find your 2 other crew members early on was very helpful, because then you get everyone doing kind of their own tasks and you'd be a lot more productive. But the game kind of leaves you to your own devices after the first, maybe I'd say half hour of play, where you've kind of clicked on everything and it's given you a little blurb about what everything is. And then you're just kind of there learning as you go. And that's the style of this game. And that's kind of where some of the frustration for me, especially early on, came in, because I felt like I was doing everything right. And then I found out, oh, I was supposed to be building this 10 minutes ago. Instead, I built this because I wanted to see what it was. But now I don't have enough resources and the ability to turn those resources into what I need them to be, the materials I need to use to upgrade my base properly. So there's a kind of a priority list of how you want to kind of start every playthrough. And then as you work your way in a little bit farther, it's just about managing your crew day by day, because there are things you need to worry about here. Your crew can't work 24 hours a day. They need to sleep. So you need a crew quarter. You need a kitchen. You need an ability to be able to grow food. So there's farms that you get to create. And this is all in your base. And so I like the idea of kind of building this little world on this base, and you kind of upgrade it as you go, depending on the materials you're collecting from outside. There's a lot of things to consider here. Like I said, the heads-up display is very busy. There's a lot of information. So the first few playthroughs are really going to be a trial and error type thing. I'm currently on my 4th playthrough, and I'm really enjoying this one. I've kind of got all the early stuff out of the way, and now I'm working on more advanced things, especially with all 3 of my crew members. I'm just kind of figuring out how to balance their well-being and their lives and their health. So making sure I kind of got a good rotation of who's sleeping and who's eating, who's exercising, because mental well-being is everything here. If you kind of let your crew become, too depressed as far as the game concerns it, is they'll stop wanting to do the tasks you send them on, and then you'll have to be more forceful in it, which also then kind of lowers their morale overall. So you need to be able to kind of have them chat with each other and, pick up their morale and make sure they're eating and they're not exhausted, so they're getting the right amount of sleep. So there's a lot of things to consider here that you kind of learn as you go. And that's the nature of the beast with these games. It's not going to be for everybody. But I did run into some problems. My third playthrough, actually, my characters got stuck chatting with each other, and I couldn't move them. I tried, you know, reloading that particular save file, and they wouldn't move. It was a glitch in the game. It was unfortunate. It was fairly early in that playthrough, so I wasn't totally devastated. But if I was hours in, I'd be pretty upset and probably would put the game down for a while before I came back. But in this particular instance, I just deleted that particular save file, and I just reloaded a brand new game, and I just started from fresh. And now I'm on that playthrough, and I'm hours in, and I'm significantly enjoying it. I haven't run into any issues the same as I was before. But again, this is an early access game. There are going to be things that pop up here that some people aren't going to be too thrilled with. Well, guys, my time with the Pioneers surviving Desolation has been pretty good. It was a little rocky to start, but honestly, once I got through some of the initial issues, I actually had a really good time with this game. Again, it's in early access, so you have to take that into consideration when you kind of first sign in to try to jump onto this one. You can hop in for early access for a little bit of a cheaper price than when the full game gets released. That's what the devs have said at least. So honestly, for that, I'm going to give this one a 7.5 out of 10 because I think there's enough polish here that you can play this game, and the devs in the community are going to be able to work together to improve this game and get it to a place where I think people are really going to enjoy the full release of this game. But if you're looking for something fun and you're looking for a cool survival / city builder, you got to check out the Pioneers Surviving Desolation.